And that is the intro to Kaya's World episode 4, baby. Let's get it fucking started. Let's kick right into it, baby. First of all, you see the shirt. We went to ADCC. It was hard. Definitely the standard of competition for ADCC is way higher than the other competitions I've done. I will tell you, it is a different level of competitiveness. Now, I want to do jujitsu. Why in the fuck am I getting beat up by wrestlers? I know, I'm being a little biased, but I got wrestled hard, guys. I feel like I was in nightmare mode. I was in the hardest goddamn difficulty the game could throw at me. But you know what? That's kind of what I needed, because I don't ever get to fight my worst matchup. So I went against a wrestler, and I went against another 10th Planet guy. I stepped into the challenge, and I had a lot of fun. I think this is the first competition I can say I went to it. I didn't just like adrenaline dump and forget all my shit. I just gotta like really up the aggression. If I'm adrenaline dumping, I don't care about the aggression because it's already there through the way I'm fighting. Shout out to my boys, William Foster and Jake Strauss for their gold medals. Shout out to my boys, Connor and Armani for their silver medals. Shout out to my boy Zuko for competing. I'm proud of you guys. That was fucking awesome. I went to the jiu-jitsu competition ready to pull guard on some guy who was relatively the same size as me. I get there, and the first guy I go against is the guy who won the bracket, and he smoked the entire bracket. It wasn't even close. I talked to him after, and I said, hey, you seemed really good. What was up with that? He's like, oh yeah, my hardest match, it was because a guy accidentally hit me in the nuts, and I started laughing. Why am I here? Just to suffer? Brother, what? You smashed me for like 3 minutes. Oh, we definitely got a lot of stuff to work on. I have to like get some more leg exposure, which I think I can gain through attacking upwards. I also just have to play my game and stop letting people crush me. And I look at my training fights, I look at the ADCC fights, and I'm like, damn, I am stiff. So maybe we have a little bit of performance anxiety. We'll get over it. I just have to be better than that anxiety. I switched my schedule around a little bit so that I have Monday through Thursday to train, and I'll be doing 2-a-days every day. So if you ever wanted to see me really crack down, like, this is gonna be the time. One of my other gripes is personally towards myself, which is I wish I could stop eating bad food after competition. And then I'm like, I know what'll fix that. Ice cream. Guys, news flash, ice cream doesn't fix pain, contrary to popular belief. I was there from 10 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I was there for 12 hours and fought twice and lost. Shout out to the guy who I was supposed to fight and said, if I can't get gold, I'm not competing, and then left. And also shout out to the ADCC Miami event coordinators. Like, thanks for letting me compete. But yeah, that's all my bitches, gripes, moans, and complaints. Shout out editor for making the last video awesome with the limited amount of content I gave you. That was really cool. So yeah, let's hit this week and like knock it out of the park. Keep training hard. You know, this time we didn't win nothing, but you know, the standard is high. So I got to match that. And we're going to keep training hard and I'm going to keep getting after it. I'm going to win eventually. Well, not eventually, but I will facilitate myself winning. You guys will see it when it happens if you stick around for Kaya's world. All right, let's get right into the week. Boo. It's me, Kaya. All right, so some great news. Guys, I've been training super hard this week. I've been doing 2-a-days, and then between classes, I go to the gym. So I train for like maybe 6 hours straight. My body is sore as heck. I'm very dehydrated, I'm noticing, so I have to drink a lot more water. But on the flip side of that, I feel great with my jujitsu. We have a competition coming up. On the 3rd, we'll be competing in Jujutsu Sisterhood in a 3v3, hopefully. And then we got a Master Eddie Bravo seminar, which is very exciting. It's in St. Petersburg. So you guys have some really cool stuff to look forward to. We have those matches from the tournament, as well as some additional content. All my friends did really good, so that's very exciting. Over at ADCC, I should clarify that. I'm drinking a lot more tea. I have a tea time in the morning after breakfast. I'll usually have an English breakfast or an Earl Grey, and then in the evening we have usually like a chamomile or a sleepy tea, but I might switch that up a little bit to just something more herbal. Chamomile does help me sleep a lot. I am taking a magnesium supplement before I go to bed to help me with athlete cramps at night. You straighten your leg out, do a big stretch, and you're like, oh, and you get the cramp in your calf rolling on the floor rolling on your bed. It just hurts so bad. So I take the magnesium and I don't get those anymore. Really cool because those suck. This is me, by the way. This is the morning class fit. I know I'm very colorful. I'm like a little clown. And finally, big shout out to my sponsors, Gary Tobias, the Judgenator, as we like to call him. He bought us Amazon products, the chalk and a little more. So that was pretty cool of him. All right, let's get after it. Hey guys, I'm here with Tom. We're gonna do a quick 3-question parking lot interview. Question number 1, how do you feel about this parking lot? Pretty mysterious. All right, excellent. Mysterious, heard it from the man himself. Question number 2, who's your favorite jiu-jitsu practitioner?
I'm going to say Craig Jones, personally.
Really? What do you like about him so much?
I like the fact that he loves prostitutes.
Okay.
That's a special man in my heart right there.
I like that. What's your favorite submission?
I'm going to go with Go-Go Putter.
Okay, yeah. Cool. And that's it. You want to shout yourself out?
Yeah, it's Thomas Cowell Wrestling Club all the way. Go to my Instagram, thomas.cowell, and don't be a fucking pussy.
All right, thanks, brother.
No worries.
What's up, team? I just wanted to briefly talk about, I finished The Prince for my 3rd read through, and I wanted to give a brief and insightful summary on the book. Here, let me take a seat. Hold on. All right, so to put it in the simplest sense of the words, I was finishing reading The Prince. There's a lot of good little quotes and things to be taken out of it. We've had a few quotes on the board over the past few videos, so if you haven't seen those, go back and watch them so that you can gather those quotes and maybe digest them a little bit. I think one of the things that's very important to note about The Prince is the time frame at which it was written really reflects the work itself, and it's definitely a book that you have to do some investigative research on prior to reading. My first read through was an audiobook, which was done by a really well-learned British man. Trying to digest some of the information he was giving was hard because it comes out very fast, and I don't think it gives you the proper time needed to digest the information that the book is putting out to you. Usually with older books like The Prince or Paradise Lost or the Kafka Diaries, it takes a lot of time to actually digest what you're reading. Thankfully, when I read the Kafka Diaries, I was in a state of mind that allowed me to, I was reading almost 150 pages a day, and the difference between the Kafka Diaries and The Prince is that the Kafka Diaries is written by a man writing about himself in a depressive period of years. So it's a great portion of his life prostrated onto pages of the book that allows you to have a personalized experience with the author, as opposed to The Prince, which is a message to a literal prince from, I guess, what you would call the lowest end of society within a closer time frame from the Kafka Diaries to a higher end society with the prince, because it is written for somebody who is at the peak of society at the time. I think the reading of a book really does matter, like how you're reading it, right? I talked about the audiobook. My second read through was with the physical copy. It was with the physical copy, which is this one right here, for the 16th century philosophy, Machiavelli. It was probably the greatest gift that he could give to a prince, which was knowledge. This idea of how he understands how to run a state from what he has seen and what he's experienced, which I think is a pretty cool justification. It is a very ends justify the means kind of book. It says a lot of things that are very timed and very pointed. There's some things that I guess are outdated, but what's very impressive about the book is that on my third read through, I finally understand some of the things they were saying because I had a point of reference. You do have to do research to understand what's going on in the book. They talk about like King Solomon, or there's some other names in there that I just can't remember right now, like King of Tuscany, or these great wars that happened. And if you don't have context for those, you can still make sense of the book, but you're not going to grasp the entirety of the importance of what he's writing about. So every time I came across a historical event that I didn't know or didn't understand, I would watch or read a brief summary of that topic, and that really helped me kind of digest the book a little more. After my third read through, I can digest the fact that I am no political philosopher. I do not have the vocabulary yet to personify the idea that Machiavelli believes in a republic, or he believes in an authoritarian city-state. I don't understand that, I'll be honest with you. What's very interesting about the book is a lot of the things that he says in the book, you'd think it's like, oh, I understand that applied to the 16th century, but it actually does apply to today. So it is a good read through. If you can sit through a book that's a little more difficult and you can spend some time actually studying what the book is saying, give yourself time to think as you read. You really have to sit with the book. You can't brain off and digest it like you can with some other books. I did enjoy this. I think it was definitely more difficult than it could have been. I hope they release a more modernized version. Not Machiavelli, obviously. I mean, like another philosopher rewrites it and digestible information on it and then makes it a little more consumable for the general audience, because there are some really good points in the book. Overall, out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't the greatest book I've ever read. It doesn't really hit the niches that I like in philosophy, which is a lot more like emotional philosophy and religious contexture. So this was me stepping into the realm of political philosophy, and I'll definitely be reading The Law by Alfred Camus eventually. It is on my reading list. One of the things I truly do believe about reading is that when you do something that is boring to you, you'll pay more attention to it, because when you're like grogging through the texts of the Prince, you go, oh, this passage sucks. You end up going, okay, well, why does this passage suck? And you reread it. I think it's very important to be bored, and I think this book allows you to do that pretty well. So, 6 out of 10. The next book I'm reading is from my jujitsu coach, actually. So, thank you to him for giving me this book. It's called Fruit from a Poisonous Tree: Secrets That Were Never to Be Revealed. It's a little, so far, I'm literally on the second page. It's a little conspiratorial, but the author was a U.S. Marine as well. He worked for the Department of Defense, and he's just kind of exposing some of the more corrupt side of state and federal government, which I do agree. It's just kind of a slow creeping poison, right? Which I guess is why the title Fruit from a Poisonous Tree kind of makes sense in contextualization for the book. I'll be giving you guys updates as I read it, and I'm sure there'll be some good quotes that I'll be able to throw on the board. And obviously I'll quote the author if I do find those. It's very cool so far. Thank you to Coach Joel for giving me this book. Again, Fruit from a Poisonous Tree. And if you have time, I'll give you a recommendation after I'm done reading it. Yeah, maybe give The Prince a read through if you have the time and you're a little bit bored. All right, cool. Hi guys, I just wanted to record this segment very briefly and give a massive thank you to all of you who are watching my video and supporting my content. We just hit 100 subscribers on the channel, and that is a huge deal to me. Thank you to the team at Media Surge for continuing to help me grow and support this decision. Even when I give them very minimal content to work with, they still go and bust out some of the greatest things since sliced bread. Thank you to all of you who are coming over from Instagram Instagram and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it when you guys watch the videos that I put out. It takes a lot of time and energy to create these on all sides of the coin. Thank you to everybody who leaves comments and likes on the video. All of that helps. Any little tiny little bit help. If you ever have family or friends and you're like, oh, they might like Kaya's World, he talks about philosophy and his emotions and jujitsu, then please send them my way. We're only going to keep growing, and it's only going to get better, the content that I put out, of course. Yeah, huge thank you. We just hit 100 subscribers, which is a crazy milestone. I know this is stupid sounding, but I didn't think we were going to get there. I was like, oh, I'll probably just be one of those channels that stagnates at like 70 or whatever. But no, we actually hit it. We hit it in a week. I think literally last video I was talking about subscriber count, and now we're fucking there, which is crazy. So let's keep pushing the bill on that one. Yeah, I just wanted to give my outstanding appreciation for all of you who support me and allow me to do this cool stuff. Next milestone, 150. Let's knock it out of the park, huh? Love you guys.